All right. Um, this is lesson 1.5 out of our tax unit. So we are going to actually be doing a simulation of using TurboTax to file our taxes. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on. So I think in this video, what I'm going to do is we're just going to kind of watch. You're going to watch me file a tax return for a person. We have three fictitious people that we can choose to use. So we're going to file a tax return for Scott. So while I do this, I'm also going to be showing some different items on my screen that you will need that after we do this one together, you are going to file your own for one of the other fictitious people. So we are going to file a tax return for Scott. This is the website we're going to use. I will give you a link to this so that you can get here. There are specific directions that we need to follow so that we can get this account created. Please notice it says that this is a test account. So nothing that you do in here is going to save. With that said, if you don't have a chunk of time of like 20 minutes to complete this activity, then do not um, start to do it because you won't have time to finish. So with that said, let's get to it. So there's three parts to this. Where you have to log into TurboTax, that's part one. Part two is we're actually going to do the taxes, which means we're going to use the online form and fill everything out. And then part three is completing the tax return. So to sign into TurboTax, this is very important. We have to have at inuiteducation.com. The first part of it can be a fake email address. So to do that, I am going to say Mrs. Hook at INTUIT education.com. So that looks good. Then to confirm my email address, I will copy and paste that. My user ID should match, let's see what that says, should match my email address. That means my user ID, I am again going to copy this and paste. My phone number, I am not going to, oh, okay. Okay, there's a fake phone number. And my password, I'm just going to use the suggested password because it's not going to save. So that's the first step I do to create my account. So I will have all of these directions for you on a piece of paper that you can do a split screen. So if you want to, you could have the video playing over here or have your have the files that you need to have open on one half of your screen and let me do this the other way here, and then have the TurboTax actually on this part. So I'm going to create my account. Awesome. I'm going to skip the part about receiving a code because I put in a fake email address. Then on the next screen, I am ignoring my verification prompt. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to TurboTax. All right. So now I'm in, I've created my account. I'm actually going to enter in my information so that I can get the right tax solution. So what we know about Scott, this is Scott's W-2, and we know that Scott is a high school senior. He works at Dairy Queen as a cashier approximately 10 hours a week during the high school year and 30 hours during the summer. He received his W-2 from his employer in February, excellent, and needs to file his taxes for the first time. He heard that TurboTax has a free version, but is a bit nervous to do it. Scott is 18 and lives at home. His parents claim him as a dependent. For tax purposes, he is single and has one job. Scott's birthday is July 21st, 2001. His social security number is on the W-2 below, and then we have his W-2 information. So what we know about Scott is that he has a job and received a W-2 because we're looking at it. He lives with his parents, so he doesn't do any of those. So this means this row is empty, and this is what we know about him, that he has a W-2. So we're going to scroll down, and basically we want to be sure that we are using the free edition. So we're going to file for $0. Okay, and so now I'm going to start putting in my personal information. Again, you're not using your actual information. We're using the information about Scott. So first name is Scott. Last name is Leifel. His date of birth tells us in the information up here is 7/21/2001, and his zip code is 92116. Great, great to meet you, Scott. Based upon his zip code, we know that he's in San Diego. We're going to continue. Last year, he did not file taxes last year. I think it said this is his first time to file, so we're going to say he didn't file. How do we feel about doing taxes? You can say whatever you want. That's up to you. We'll just say not so good. We're going to now hit continue. Okay, so we are not old, so we are single. Again, none of these apply to us, so we can hit the continue button. Select anything that applied in 2019. I think we've already done this. So we're just double checking that none of these other options apply to us. So again, based upon Scott's scenario, the only thing that we know about him is that he has a W-2. All right. So they're automatically going to check for earned income credits and tax breaks. We're going to probably start. Oh, here we go. Wondering if you have all of the documents you need. We created a list for you. Really, all we need is we can view it, but all we're going to need is our W-2. Perfect. There it is. So let's keep going. Save, sign now, save time later. So we are going to be, we're going to hit continue here because we're going to share information. So we just need you to sign and date the form below. So this is, again, we're doing this as Scott. Today, you just put in today's date. Today is the 12th. I don't have a spouse. And then again, put in whatever the date is. And then we will hit continue. Now we're going to go through some personal info, which some of this stuff has already been auto-populated. We'll add our middle initial. Our social security number we find on our W-2. So our social security number is 013282019. Let's see our occupation. It says that he worked as a cashier. So as soon as we start, you can see as soon as we start typing, something will auto-populate probably. We are not part of the armed forces. We live in California. Did we live in another state? It did not tell us that. So no. Is someone claiming me as a dependent? And so Scott's parents do claim him as a dependent. So I will say that yes, someone else is claiming me as a dependent. This person will claim me on their 2019 tax return. I am not blind. And Scott is alive. So now we can continue. We are enrolled in school. We are just confirming all of these items. So yes, we were single. No, I did not pay because I live with my parents. And yes, my parents are alive. No, I do not support anyone else. Our current mailing address we will use from item E. So my address is 3902 Germantown Road, San Diego. Everything else auto-populated. So we're double checking that this is correct, and it is correct, so we're going to continue. No, I did not make money in any other state. Um, we're just going to help or hit continue. We do not need to add a dependent, so we can continue to hit continue. Awesome. Now, this is what happens with certain companies. They try to lure you in with free products, and then they're going to try to say, oh, well, we recommend this one because you're going to get more help and support. But notice that it's $30. So we still want to stick with the free TurboTax edition, so we will click Not Now. So now we're going to use our W-2. So I want to work on my W-2 now. And now it starts to tell us, remember from earlier in the week, where we said that everything has a letter or a number. So it literally tells you what box to look at. So I'm looking at box B. So I'm typing in my employer EIN. Hopefully I did that right. 2066844. My employer name. My employer address. Box D is left empty, so I will also leave that empty. So now again, I just start typing in the information. So I made $9,440.08. Box 2, I had $564 withheld for my federal income tax. My Social Security wages match up with my wages. Social Security tax withheld, $585.28. Medicare wages should also be the same. And I had $136.88 of tax withheld. Box 7, 8, 10. See all of these boxes here that are less common boxes, because this is a pretty straightforward part-time job, all of these are going to be left empty. So I really think that we are probably ready for box 15, which is going to be our state and local taxes now. So employer state ID, I'm going to have to type that in, 42985715554. My state wages should match up with my federal wages. My state income tax is $597. And I don't think I had any local wages taken out. So I've completed everything that I can complete off of my W-2, so I'm going to hit continue. Awesome. It looks like I'm going to get a $564 refund. If I would like to know why, I can click on this. So it says that I made $9,400 based off of my total income and other information. I've overpaid by $564 in taxes, so they're going to give me money back. Woohoo! Now I'm going to hit continue. Do any of these uncommon situations apply to this W-2? So I will let you read these, but for the purposes of this, until you get older, you're probably not going to have any of these uncommon. So I'm going to click none of the above. And then I'm going to hit continue. I do not have, this is the only job that Scott has, so I do not have a W-2 or a 1099. So I'm going to click no. And then I'm going to click done because I only have my one W-2, so I do not have another W-2 to add. No. I'm going to click no, I didn't. Basically, if it doesn't say anything specifically in our scenario, we will click no. Great. Now they're going to review my income. So I'm basically saying I had no other sources of income. So now I'm going to wrap up my income. I was not affected by a disaster. I did not do any virtual currency. Oops, okay, let's confirm this. No, no, I don't own a home. I did not donate any money to charity. My parental units paid for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the standard deduction because that's based upon the information I've put in. They said that that is the best thing to do. And I don't have any other information to do itemized. So awesome. I'm just going to click no on all of these. All right. So at this point in time, we've already said that we don't have any uncommon tax situations. So really, I am ready to just click the file button. And if you were doing this for real, you would actually go through the process of reviewing your order, putting in information about where, like, what checking account you want your refund to go to, or do you want a check written out to you, and then you would save and file. For the purpose of this activity, we have entered in the W-2 information, gone through all of the questionnaires. So we are going to, all I need you to do right now to end this would be that you can see that we are getting a $564 federal tax refund and a California tax refund of $548. So at this point in time, you can just take a screenshot of this. If you take a screenshot, what I need you to do is to be sure that your screenshot includes your icon up in the right hand corner so that I know that this is you taking the screenshot. So there should be something on your screen that identifies that, hey, this is me. So what you could do is you could open up your Gmail, and then in your Gmail, you can probably see that it's that your name shows up. So when you go to take your screenshot, you can, I know this isn't the way that you guys take a screenshot, but when you go to take your screenshot, just be sure that some identifying factor, like that says H hook and what your federal refund is there. And then on the next slide, or somewhere on Canvas, I will ask you to submit this screenshot. Awesome Blossom, you have now completed a tax refund. By the way, you don't actually have to do the screenshot for this one because you're just watching this video, but I will give directions on, after this video is over, I will have some slides that have the directions with how to, sorry, I'm looking for my, that will have a W-2 on it, and that will have this checklist on it so that you can do this split screen option just like I did throughout this whole video. So I hope that you find this beneficial. Last year, people were really excited that we did this simulation. It was in February that we did this, and then they said that they were able to go home and file their taxes, and they filed their taxes for free because they use the real, TurboTax. So again, after you're done watching this video, I will have the resources posted that you need so that you can complete this yourself. So you are not completing Scott. We've just done it together. You will complete one for one other person. Peace out.